Hello vlog, welcome to episode 12 of The Consistent Creator, and this is part 2 from episode 3 when I talked about real estate being a way versus the way. So in this video I'm gonna promise to give you more of my analysis on real estate millionaires, billionaires, and just my overall view on real estate in general. So let's start with real estate billionaires, right? In the sense that I hate to say this, but I don't hear a lot of real estate billionaires talking about, oh, my real estate is what made me successful, and that that's what you should pursue. Now you only hear these real estate millionaires. You gotta get into real estate. You gotta get real estate. But I haven't seen one interview where a real estate billionaire or somebody that's a billionaire that owns real estate be like, yeah, you know what? Real estate, that is the way to go. That is really how I made my money. Now, if you notice that most billionaires and millionaires, what they really have in common is they have a business. Now, the real estate millionaires always advocating for real estate is because they get the benefits of both. They get the tax benefits of having, real estate, and then they also own a business, so they get the 2 for 1. So that's why they always advocate saying you gotta get into real estate, you gotta get into real estate. Now for me, real estate is a little complex, but that's only because I don't really know about it, and I rather put my energy into areas that come a little bit more natural to you, because time is something that's a valuable resource that you can't get back. Not only I'm more creative, so my alternative would be either business or IP, but I get into that later on in the video on why I think IP and business in general is just better than real estate and having a 2 for 1. So yeah, they always preach real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. So here's a couple of points on, or at least my perspective on real estate. Number 1, real estate is important. Yeah, everybody needs a place to stay, but real estate is a scarce resource. What I mean by that, there's only so much real estate to go around, and there's a lot of people that already own a lot of real estate. And I love, when they say, oh, real estate because it's passive and all this other stuff. Here's what people don't understand. Nothing in life is really passive. So yeah, when you say it's passive, but real estate is not really a passive investment. Here's what I mean by that. Now, it may be passive in your eyes, but overall it's not passive. So just because you're physically not there attending to the property, that doesn't mean it's passive. Because like I mentioned in a previous Facebook Live, but I'll go ahead and do another video, so that'll be an episode later in The Consistent Creator. But it takes multiple teams to manage multiple streams. I'll say that one more time. It takes multiple teams to manage multiple streams. So a lot of things have to be in place in order for this passive, or for this money machine just to spit out money. And this is what they're not telling you. They just, and this is why everybody gets so caught up. This is also where some people can't fail in real estate, because they're like, oh, I'm seeing all this promotional material, these real estate millionaires. So I was talking about real estate, real estate, real estate. Let me go ahead and get into it. They don't tell you everything, or you don't take the initiative to learn everything about contracting, about construction, about, deeds, about tax liens, a lot of this stuff that they don't tell you about. Some of them are scammers, in my personal opinion. They just want to get your money, and then they make out like a bad, and you look around here looking like I done invested all this money in real estate courses or real estate education, and what did it get me? So for me, number 1, real estate is a scarce resource. There's only so much to go around. And I understand the fact that, you want to own real estate. And like I said, they mainly say it because of the cash flow. And that's because, most people need a place to stay. And there are a lot of people that live in apartments. Like, if you notice now, I'm walking around, I'm in an apartment complex. So the management team, they're collecting cash flow from every resident here. But That's the whole reason why. It's because they get a chance to collect that rent, that cash flow, then they pay the bank. So another advocate on the flip side can say, well, real estate is good. It's because that's another reason why they tell you to go into debt. It's because the banks and the government, they actually reward you for going into debt and reward you for going into real estate, so they don't have to get involved and provide housing for people. But in order for you to go to the bank, you gotta have good credit, you gotta have collateral, and you gotta have something that back that up. So, say for example, apartment complex that I'm at right now. They say for example, this thing costs $10 million to purchase. If you went to the bank and you say you need $10 million, first off, they're gonna want to know your credit score, because your credit score is just trust, and it shows how well you are at paying off money. But more importantly, they're gonna want to know, do you have any assets? Do you have $10 million in assets, aka collateral, to compensate for that? So if we give you $10 million to buy this property, and you don't maintain it, you don't make the payments, and we take the property back, do you have something that could protect us against our losses? So that's the first thing. The second thing is too, I've researched this, and with billionaires, when I researched the Fortune 500, it seemed real estate was not number one. Real estate was not number one when it came to how most billionaires make their money. It was finance and investments was number one. Now, I will say, in fair though, real estate was within the top three. So I will give them that. But real estate was not number one. It was number two or number three. And that was on the billionaires list. But like I said, it's a scarce resource. Everybody's trying to go into that market of gotta buy real estate. You gotta buy real estate. Most people are doing it wrong. But they always preach real estate. What about everything? That's just like saying a career. And we're not even going to talk about talent, because some people have talent, more talented than others when it comes to certain things. But it's like I said, getting back to that, it's like a career. You can only choose real estate. So I had already mentioned that number one, it's a scarce resource. Number two, it's not even number one. And like I said previously, I don't see in interviews, I don't see Mark Zuckerberg, I don't see Bill Gates, I don't see a lot of these people talking about how they real estate is what really made them wealthy. What really makes you wealthy is mastery. And when you have mastery, you have a certain skill, and you build a certain brand, you can attract people, you can make money, and then you can invest in whatever it is that you seek. But this whole thing that, my real estate is going to be my saving grace, me personally, I just don't believe in that. Now, like I said, you have a lot of real estate. Real estate has made a lot of millionaires, but so has business, so has entrepreneurship. Nowadays, so has social media. So there's more than one way to make money than just real estate. Like I said, it's great for the people that it works for, but I just never understood it. And like I said, if it's not highly ranked on a billionaire's mind, from my perspective, why would I listen to all of these millionaires? I don't care if you do got $1 billion worth of real estate, or aka debt. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't see no billionaires talking about this. Why are they not talking about this? They get interviewed all the time. You hear stuff from super billionaires that tell you, find something you're passionate about. Or even better, Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world. This is what I understand. Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world. That's worth, I think at the last time reports was, let's just say over 100 billion, which is what it is. Over 100 billion. Jeff Bezos, the richest person in the world. Jeff Bezos ain't saying, oh, well, you know what? The real estate that we have at Amazon, that is what made us successful. They not talking about that. He's not talking about his real estate. Bill Gates the same way. Bill Gates always is usually in the top 5. I don't hear Bill Gates saying, you know what? Our real estate is what made us successful. I don't hear about that. Here's the real kicker. Here's the real kicker to prove my point. Airbnb, right? Brian Chesky and the other co-founders of Airbnb, right? Airbnb makes more money or achieved a certain financial status faster than Marriott and all these other big hotels, and they've been in business a quarter of the time. And what happened? Airbnb don't own no real estate. None. They don't even have a lot of offices that they lease out. They don't own no real estate. But what happened? They make, it's $1 billion company. But they don't own no real estate. They don't even talk about the real estate that they don't even own. They're just trying to make it easy for people to rent it out. That's how it was a conference in San Francisco and they needed to pay their rent. So what they do, they just started, leasing out a bed and breakfast. It was that's why it's Airbnb, because all they had was mattresses at that time. But that's why I say business. But what is consistent in all what these people, they have businesses. That's why I love business so much. Another reason why I really love business over real estate is because business is unlimited. Creativity is unlimited. There's 7 billion people on the planet. So if I had a product or service, depending on the market, a maximum of 7 billion people. But let's be more practical, because we know the richest are in this. So let's be more practical, right? So let's say it's not really 7 billion people. So let's say on average, right? Let's say on average, I don't know, let's use Amazon. Let's say you can reach 200 million people. So whatever your product or service is, let's say you can reach 200 million people. Even if you bought up all the real estate in the world, which you won't, are you telling me that you purchasing real estate will allow you to reach up to 200 million people? Absolutely not. Apple, for example, Apple has 25 million customers worldwide. Even if you purchase a lot of real estate, you can't even reach 25 million customers. And so this whole thing about real estate, like I say, it's A way versus E way. It's A way versus D way. Now, me personally, like I said, I'm not really that interested in investing in real estate. I believe it's a great option. But it also comes down to what you believe in. And for me, I believe in business. That's what I love. And I don't want to invest in something that I'm not going to be committed to. But you may love real estate, and that's great. You can go ahead and invest in it if that's what makes you happy. If that's what you feel like will give you fulfillment or help you achieve your financial goals. But I just don't, like I said, I just need somebody to answer me that one question. Why if real estate is so great, why billionaires not talking about it? Not only that, why most millionaires, even if you interview them, they're not talking about real estate. Now, I've interviewed some millionaires and they're talking about real estate here and there, but I don't hear that as the number one thing. Not only that, when you see these articles written by credible people on how to be a millionaire, I don't see real estate as the number one trait that you need to become a millionaire. I don't hear that. I don't see that. Nobody's reporting that. I only see these real estate advocates talking about it has to be real estate. It has to be real estate. And that's fine. That's what you believe in. But just make sure it's an option, not the option. And like I said, don't make nobody feel bad because you don't own no real estate. Not only that, real estate goes up and down. But like I said, now that I'm getting closer to the end of this video, what I really love is IP, intellectual property. That is really what gold is. That is really what is monumental. Don't believe me? Look at Disney. Disney is a $40 billion corporation, all because of IP. All because of IP. Ideas are unlimited. Like I said, you can reach the masses. And you can create, if you own IP, I can't guarantee anything, but there's a high probability that you can become a millionaire or even more when you own IP. I mean, Coca-Cola, for example, the Coca-Cola IP, just the Coca-Cola logo by itself is worth at least $1 billion. Just the logo. That's how iconic it is. Just $1 billion, just off of that. But I don't include none of their assets and the distribution and resources and everything else that they have. But that's what we really should be focusing on, IP. Think about it. Why do you think Disney bought Marvel? Why do you think Disney bought Star Wars? It was because of the IP. That was all an IP game. That was all a strategic IP game by Bob Iger. That's all that was. Nothing more. Nothing more. Just IP. And all they doing is running through the Disney machine. That's why if you have ideas, you need to fully develop them and execute them and monetize on them. That's really what the goal is at. That's really the game, is the IP game. Because if you really look at it, all millionaires, all billionaires, there's some type of IP. There's some process, there's some procedure. There's some way that they think. There's some way that they solve problems that allows them to do that. Like I have something that I call my 8-gear method. It's an 8-step process to solve any problem. Now, I can come up with solutions for this problem. Now, you may not agree with the solution to that problem, but it's an 8-step process to solve almost any problem in the world. Now, like I said, it provides solutions. Now, that doesn't mean that you accept the solution, but it's an 8-step process. That's part of my IP. I'm in the process right now of developing IP. So for me, IP, and if you use that IP with a business, that's the ultimate thing that you want to pursue. That'll make you wealthy, or that'll make you financially stable. Because that's too, like all markets. Real estate goes up, real estate goes down. And there's a depression coming, or maybe another recession coming. And all these people that own this real estate, but the reason why they tell you this is because a lot of people rent. And they say it's the best is because, like I said, because of the tax benefits. And because people rent, they know that that's almost guaranteed cash flow every single month. So they get to, they get the money. What happens is, you pay them. They think, well, first they go, if they're able to buy the property, it's X. Okay, cool. How much money do we need just to cover the base rent? Cool. Then they throw in all of the fees and everything else, and so then they can make a profit to pay taxes and everything else. And then too, the way that they continue to get these properties, because when you go to the bank loves the experience. That's how they create trust. So if you do it once, then they'll give you the opportunity to do it again. And if you do it really well, they'll give you scale. They'll give you scale. So if you took a $2 million property and you increase the value to $5 million, the next time you go into the bank, they're going, hey, Joe, would you like $10 million? Cool. Okay, cool. You get $10 million, you turn it into 20. Not only that, the funny part about being a banker or going to the bank is the best time to get a loan or to get money from a bank is when you don't need it. When you're doing good. When you're doing good and you don't need it, that's the best time to get money. I know we had customers, and my branch manager used to be like, hey, ask Mr. Johnson if he needs a loan. Ask Mr. Rodriguez if he needs another credit line. I'm looking like, why are we giving these people money when they already good? They're not asking for this stuff. They're doing very well financially. They don't need that. But like I said, that's the best time to get money because it's already proven. But if Mr. Johnson or Mr. Rodriguez, overall they have a good picture, but if they struggling a little bit and they say, hey, They gonna give them trouble. We're gonna put them through more of a ringer just because they slip and fall a little bit than if they at the top of their game. And another thing is too, like everything, real estate is not as easy as everybody make it seems. It takes work, just like everybody else. So don't be bamboozled when you see this stuff and they be like, oh, it's just, here's my 5-step program that is going to allow you to make millions of dollars. Even with my 8-step process, 8 year, it still requires work. There's still intricacies, there's still strategies and stuff underneath each of those 8 steps. But I'm never one to simplify things. That's where people go wrong. Now, for marketing purposes, you want to simplify, but at the same time, you need to find a strategic way to be honest with people. Because sometimes when you oversimplify, then that's when, expectations become misconstrued. And they thinking it was this easy, and then when you finally get to it, you like, oh, this way more work than I thought it was going to be. I know. Because I done ordered a lot of real estate programs back in the day. And I'm like, oh, okay, they said it's 5 easy steps. Yeah, but that's the baby program. That's really just more of an information product. That ain't the real juice. In order to do the real juice, you gotta, spend 10, 20K or go to an event. And then they will show you step by step. And then you gotta do the work. Then you gotta talk with the contractors and do all this stuff if you flipping. So, I just want to say, real estate as a primary strategy is not for everybody, but I feel like everybody can do IP. Not everybody can be a business owner, but the overall thing that does make the overall thing to wealth building, to real estate, IP, and the one thing that connects everything is investing. You have to invest. That's how every billionaire has got there through investing. Every millionaire has got there through investing. That's one thing they all have in common. You can't get away from that. So I say pick your investment vehicle. Like I said, you may disagree with me, and that's fine. You may disagree with me and say, Joe, you're wrong. Real estate is the best way to go, and that's fine. I'm open to that. But I'm just giving you my perspective on why I think, IP is the best overall. I had a Facebook friend, Malcolm Tears II. He's a real estate agent in New Jersey and an investor. And, he's also a real estate advocate. And he mentioned, about the wonders of real estate. And like I said, that's all great. That's all dandy and fine. And he posted a question one day on Facebook and said, would you rather have $1 million in cash flow from real estate or $1 million in cash flow, I think, from a business? I think that's what the question was. I could be getting it wrong. My response was, I'd rather have $1 million in cash flow from IP. Because as I mentioned previously, IP, that's timeless. Like I said, Disney is the best company in the world at IP. The best. Like I said, there's a reason why they bought Star Wars. There's a reason why they bought, Marvel. Disney's not in the origination business. They're in the purchasing business. That's what they are. They're in the purchasing business. I wish they were still more in the origination business. That was, Walt Disney's, original goal. Because like me, he was a creator. He wasn't interested in, okay, well, let's just buy this IP because we already built the brand. But, like I said, everybody has their own journey, You got to pick what works for you. But this whole thing of, real estate millionaire and real estate billionaires, also, too, you got to be careful who you listen to. Like I said, I may not be the expert or the person you need to listen to when it comes to real estate. Like I said, if you're really passionate about real estate, you can disregard or take my thoughts with a grain of salt when it comes to, investing in real estate. But my two big things, my two big things are: number one, real estate is a limited resource, and then number two, why they're not all of these billionaires screaming from the rooftop about how great real estate is and how that is really what made their wealth. So that's my quick overview on real estate and how I feel about real estate. So thank you for watching episode 12, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 13. Have a good day. Please leave your thoughts, comments, concerns in the bottom. See you in episode 13. Simmons out.